scenario, you jump on board a boat you've never seen before, you have no idea how to operate it, you don't know what you're going to get, and this is a good instance of that. Did our engine room check, found some issues with it. Some of them they already know they're going to get addressed, which is why we're bringing them up to the boat yard. We pulled up, did our check and everything, got everything fired up. The controls are different, so we've got two totally separate, different controls here. These are my transmissions, and then these are electronic throttles. And then this button over here is what activates it. Usually there's a button on the side here, which I would have to, or the front, which I would have to push to activate the system. You see, I got two red lights going right here. So this button here, I don't know what that does, but it's close to here, and I kind of know how this operates because I've operated these before. Sort of dictates that, well, I guess that this is for that. Okay, so we got that to work. Now I know I've got all random kind of controls. We've got that figured out. As usual, I've got my starting controls underneath here, and I've got for start and stop underneath there, and I've got my synchronizers here, troll and low idle. I've got my troll and low idle off, but the sync was on. Old school Caterpillar display right here, and so when I went to go check my throttles, I didn't have access to my port throttle over here because it was in sync, so I had to unsync it, and by up I'm on starboard sync, neutral is nothing. I've got access to both throttles individually, and then down is my port sync. So again, something you got to figure out. All got done and figured out. We pulled off the dock, of course, at dead low tide, because why else would you want to drive a boat except for dead low tide when you've got shoaling all around, especially an inlet that can be kind of tricky. So when we pulled off, I realized that beautiful Garmin controls, everything should be working, but as you can see, we're offshore and we're still on the dock here. So the GPS doesn't work. We have no GPS speed. We have no GPS heading. So I did have my depth sounder at the time. So we figured we're already pulled off the dock. I'm not going to source that out. I actually turned on my phone. I got a couple apps on my phone. I got Navionics and iBoat that I use for charting and plotting and doing trip planning and stuff like that. So I just turned that on and used that to kind of get out. And once we started heading out, then we lost our depth sounder. So we no longer had a depth sounder. We have a depth sounder now. We fixed it. And so you think about what you have at your disposal to use. I don't have a depth sounder. I don't have a chart plotter. I have radar. So I turned on the radar. What am I going to do with that? It's a beautiful, clear day. So I was going to turn on the radar and I was going to zoom out. It's busted. There's no need to even do it. It's actually spinning, but it's not picking up anything. So I'm trying to triage that right now. But theoretically, what I could have done by using my radar, I could have used that as my chart plotter, because I could zoom out far enough where I could see the buoys into Charleston Harbor, diagnose which one I wanted to go to, and then set course for that. And then I would have had a good line to go on my radar. So I could use my radar as a chart plotter while we were offshore. But that's not working either. So the only thing that we have is my phone. So, and it's a nice day out, so we're not worried about any of our electronics. Everything seems to be working. I don't know what the boat history is, so we're only running around 1370 RPMs, and I think we're only doing about 16 knots. Once I got offshore, I started kind of like rooting through some of this stuff to figure out what was going on, and I find the Garmin GMS 10, and well, nothing's really plugged in, so I'm pretty sure something's going on with all this stuff, which is why I've got no chart plotter, no this, no that. So as usual, when you get on a boat that you've never been on, it's always sort of an adventure to figure out what we're going to do, how we're going to get there, and how we're going to lift this thing back into port. So that's, I guess, the excitement of it. So we're offshore for about an hour or so, heading up into Charleston, and we're going to go to the city boatyard with this one. All of which I've done before. We don't need any electronics to get up there, but anyway, just another boat, another adventure. By the way, follow up from last video, we did get that other small gas engine to the dock the other day. Pulled in on that one that they had given us the wrong slip or side tie that we were supposed to be on.